And Barbecue's G9 and family now comes from that frustration that happened over the killing of juvenile Moise. It is after that that now we saw Barbecue coming into light, and he orchestrated, or he said, or alleged to be part of the team that orchestrated a massacre in Port-au-Prince that killed tens of people, dozens of people, over 50 people were lynched in Port-au-Prince, and that is what now leads to the name Barbecue. People say that he is called Barbecue because he is used to killing people through burning them in their houses.
And what about the people that say he's called Barbecue because his mother used to sell that barbecue?
Yes, yes, that is what
people say.
He was asked in an interview, and the guy is feared because I think people have experienced the kind of violence that he can unleash. You're not just feared because of a name. Who can fear you because you're called Barbecue, you know? People,
because what he has done.
Yes, because people fear him because of what he has done and what he is capable of doing. Hello guys, welcome to yet another session. We're going to discuss about international politics. And of course, Jeff, we've been in Haiti for quite some time, and we also want to continue giving our members one or two about Haiti, as well as what is going on in Haiti, because we have an interest there. Our men and women, our police officers are there, so we have to discuss about it.
True. The reason why, Bonnie, I think we should focus on Haiti, there are so many people that have been asking that you guys are talking the history about Haiti.
Yes.
You are explaining something about Haiti, but there's something that our viewers really wants to know.
Yes.
That who is Barbecue?
Who is Barbecue?
That is the question that most of our viewers want to know, because this guy... imestua masoldiers that this guy has stayed for long without being brought down. So they are confused. Why? So our question of today, who is Barbecue? And how strong is Barbecue? And the reason why Barbecue is highly feared in Haiti. So he's highly respected and at the same time highly feared. So tell us.
Well, we are going to do various episodes about Barbecue, just for people to know. Today, we want to speak about Barbecue when he was the police officer and then changed to be a gang leader. We know that Barbecue was a police officer during Juvenile Moise's regime. He supported Juvenile Moise. That is a fact. And as we had discussed here before, Haiti politics has that influence of gangs. In one way or another, they have the relationship between a political party and a gang. So at that time, Barbecue was supporting Juvenile Moise, and Juvenile Moise had opposition from, of course, the opposition that was during that time. And that opposition also had a gang that we know is the GPEP.
For those people that haven't watched our episode, can
yes.
you tell just a little bit who is Juvenile Moise?
Oh, Juvenile Moise was the president of Haiti. He's the last president of Haiti, and Juvenile Moise was assassinated in July of, I think, 2021. And since then, Haiti has never had a president. So that is Juvenile Moise, and that is the history of how now Haiti came to be lawless up until today. So Juvenile Moise was the president of Haiti, and during the time when Juvenile Moise was the president, Barbecue was a police officer. After Juvenile Moise was assassinated, there was resentment from different quarters. Of course, people say that it is a part of the opposition that assassinated him. We don't have clear information of who exactly assassinated Juvenile Moise, but what we know is that Colombian mercenaries were caught and they orchestrated that act of killing Juvenile Moise.
Let me cut you shortly. There is something that the reason why we are focusing on Barbecue, we are focusing also on the gang of Barbecue, which is G9.
G9 and family.
Today we are focusing on Barbecue and his gang G9.
Yes,
only.
Yes, and Barbecue's G9 and family now comes from that frustration that happened over the killing of Juvenile Moise. It is after that that now we saw Barbecue coming into light, and he orchestrated, or he said, or alleged to be part of the team that orchestrated a massacre in Port-au-Prince that killed tens of people, dozens of people, over 50 people were lynched in Port-au-Prince, and that is what now leads to the name barbecue. People say that he is called barbecue because he is used to killing people through burning them in their houses.
And what about the people that say he's called barbecue because his mother used to sell that barbecue?
Yes,
Or
yes, that is what
of people say.
He was asked in an interview, and that is what he says, that his name is barbecue. His original name is Jimmy Cherizier, but he said that his name is barbecue because his mother used to sell grilled chicken and barbecued chicken, of course. So he says that people now started calling him barbecue. Yeah. So there is a conflict there from what he says and from what the public knows. Yes.
So that's the reason why the guy is feared.
That is the reason why the guy is feared, because I think people have experienced the kind of violence that he can unleash. You're not just feared because of a name. Who can fear you because you're called barbecue, you know? People,
what he has done.
yes, because people fear him because of what he has done and what he is capable of doing. And when he threatens someone, he can actually go with that threat to the end. So barbecue has been the lead gang leader of G9. It's called G9 plus family. It had some few gangs joining. And now the gangs on February of 2024 formed an alliance that included all these other gangs. We know that in Haiti there are over 200 gangs. And some of the notorious gangs are G9, GPEP, and the 400 Mawozo. Now, in February of this year, they coalesced this gang, formed a coalition, and they called that coalition the Vive Ensemble. Now, this Vive Ensemble, meaning live together, came up with all these gangs, and they were now opposing the government of the day. That time was Juvenile Moise. And Barbecue was the de facto leader of the Vive Ensemble. So you see how barbecue is powerful, because he's not only leading the G9 and family, he's now the leader of the Vive Ensemble, the de facto leader, the one who comes and speaks, or we can say the spokesperson of the Vive Ensemble.
Very dangerous.
He is very dangerous. He has committed crimes against humanity. He is, we can say he's blacklisted with the US. He's also not in very good books with the UN. So he is a man who has a lot to answer in terms of crimes that he has committed, and that is why you see that barbecue has a bone to chew with the entire world, or the Western world. Yes.
What?
Yes.
This guy is very dangerous. So, as we are finishing, what will happen to our Kenya police? Because it has been long. It has been long. I think it's almost like a month and something fighting this guy. And this guy has said that he's not going to turn back. He's going now to fight back.
Yes. As things are going on, and as the Kenyan police were informed just last week during the weekend, is that they are going to experience more violence from these gangs henceforth, because they have made a lot of gains and have removed some of these facilities from the hands of these gangs. For example, the port. For example, the airport. The airport was the first because they had somewhere to land. Then the port came in. Then the hospitals came in. And now major highways are being controlled by the MSS forces. And these major highways were income generating revenue activities for these gangs. They used to have these highways and collect tolls from different vehicles passing through different territories. Now they are being denied that. They are being denied the port that they used to collect tolls for every goods that were coming in Haiti. Now that port is being used for humanitarian needs. If there is any organization that needs to deliver aid to people who are hurting in Haiti, they can use that port. So these gangs are becoming frustrated time and time again. And now that is the reason why they're going to increase their rates of attacks to the Kenyan forces there. And you saw that even in last week, when one Kenyan police officer was shot and injured, but he's recuperating well and is doing well. So far, so good.
Okay, as you are finishing, if Barbecue watches this video, what can you tell him?
Surrender.
Right away.
Surrender. Surrender to the police officers. I think your cause has not borne any fruit. Your cause has not brought any good so far to the Haitian people. Yes, you might have tried to do something, but that is not the way to do it. We have the constitution that should be followed. People should go to the ballot, allow the society to correct itself, allow the systems to work. If the systems are not working, people are suffering. So my message to all gang leaders, including Barbecue, is to lay down your arms and listen to the people, allow the constitution of Haiti to work, and things will go back in order and everyone will be happy.
That has been the story of Barbecue, aka Jimmy Cherize, the leader of the G9. Hope that you have understood now in Haiti that you have got so many gangs. It's not only the G9, we have
GPEP, 400
Mauzo.
Yes.
So I read somewhere that there was a leader of the first leader of 400 Mauzo was killed.
Yes.
So when people heard that leader of the gang was killed, it's not Barbecue.
It's not Barbecue.
Barbecue is not the main leader of that gang. Haiti is led by so many gangs.
And it is something very, very interesting that Barbecue is developing a political agenda. Yeah, he's out there trying to have cameras showing that he's helping people.
Yeah.
He's also out there trying to say that he is fighting for the Haitian people. Well, of course, we know that yes, you might be fighting for people, but how are you doing it? That is the wrong way. That is what we are fighting. Yeah. Okay, we don't have a problem with him being a politician, but right now he has already crossed that Rubicon. Say, you have already done whatever you have to do. You have to go and serve your time. After you've gone to jail, served your time, then come back maybe.
Like Vibes Cartel.
Yes.
That has been the story of Jimmy Cherize, the gang leader of the G9. Until next time we say game over.
Tumeshamaliza.
Tumemaliza bwana. Ile ingine nayo bonito